I probably messed up my date on that, but before there's a professor that came out with it. And basically, spearheads training that teachers and professionals go through a lot of times around data and looking at test data, item analysis, things like that.
You know, the fact that this is no longer legislated, I guess that's a good thing. But at the same time, Mr. Boise was talking about, I think it's probably a good idea to keep this in the forefront of what we're doing. So whether we would, as a community, recommend that 1 hour of training or something so that we, people are looking at it. A lot of times we put it behind us, so to speak, then it's just not on our radar anymore. It's got to be something egregious before we get there. So as a system, I would like to not totally just throw it out. Maybe we don't need to do 4 hours of it, but just have something that is aware.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If I could, Doc, we all look at data and we all look at different points of data, whether it be discipline, whether it be academics, and a lot of times that's what's driving the decisions that we make. And even though here we are in August, and we thankfully don't have as much discipline concerns right now, but as maybe in October or November, but they still can look and reflect on what was maybe last year, and a lot of times administrators are using that to drive some of the training to include these kind of things.
Any opposed? Seeing no opposed, motion passes. Item number 6. Committee recommends that the board approve and accept as presented the revision to policy file H-2.1A, student absences and excuses.
Okay. So on that one, if you ever really looked at the legislation or looked at our policies regarding, they'd have exempt, non-exempt, excused, unexcused, a lot of different verbiage about what is considered excused or not. And if you've been following some of the things in the paper and things lately with truancy, that I find you can get really confused, no matter your level of education, whichever, you can really get confused on how they have the verbiage of truancy issues. Matter of fact, I just saw EDR superintendent questioning how truancy is noted. We even caught that in the spring when some of the articles. What I'm getting at is that they, I think in an attempt to clean some of that up, they've chopped up the definition to include excused, not excused, suspension, or expulsion. So they put it down to 3 categories instead of having all these different ways of looking at what an excuse actually means.
Second by myself. Any comments from the public? Seeing no public, any questions? Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 7. The committee recommends that the board approve and accept as presented the revisions to policy file G-8.3, computer and internet use.
Okay, in that one, if y'all have more specific questions, I can talk in general terms on it, but I did ask some of the tech people to be here because they were working to clean up that there was a lot of older language terminology to try to update that policy to meet what we do today, and especially with the cell phone changes and things like that. And so that they simply revised their policy to meet hopefully current ways that we do it.
Do you have a motion, Ms. Bowles? Second by myself. Any comments from the public?
And I'm not meaning everybody playing drums or I'm not
Number 8, the committee recommends that the board approve and accept as presented the revision of policy file G-7 instructional materials. Ms. Sandra Rose, Chief Academic Officer.
Good evening. Act 103 brought about some changes with accessing our instructional materials, and one of those changes was that parents can access online materials. If we need to do that for them, that's fine. We will have that on there. And then also the second change was if they need paper copies, they can come to schools, and for a small fee, we will provide them with paper copies of whatever they need. And so these changes were also made to our own instructional materials policy, and that was all through forethought.
Excellent. Thank you, ma'am. Second by myself. Any comments from the public? Any comments from the commissioners? Any opposed? The motion passes. Item number 9, the committee responds that the board recommends that the board approve and accept as presented the revision to policy file H-3.6H, behavioral health support for students. Mr. Blaze Pellegrin, Supervisor of Special Education. Yes, sir.
So with this new policy change, it is something in regards to where principals are going to be informing parents that there is mental health services available to them to be screened either in the fall or the spring semesters. We're going to use also our point of contacts, which came from a legislation last year, to be the people, usually our guidance counselors, to be the reference for that. We're going to also create a flyer to put that out and put it on our website so they know which agencies can provide those services.
Thank you. Second by myself. Any comments from the public?
Any other
Seeing no
band,
public,
you
Commissioner
can
Warren.
go over and everything, I'm just saying. They perform well, competition is good.
Our counselors have been doing this for a while. It's the first time the state's actually put out a list, though, of agencies in our areas that we can refer them to. And this is all going to be like free agencies. So it's not something that they've got to worry about paying for.
So we have flutes, we have saxophones that
Do they
were
have to apply and be vetted by the
distributed
state?
to a
There
specific.
are agencies that the state have given us a
And
list of, so it's already been approved.
Policy, it said that
we'll
only
be
in
sharing it.
grades
Yeah, we'll be
7
sharing
to
it.
12, they could use those instruments.
Yeah, and we have, just to give you an idea too, locally, we've got about 10 or 11 agencies available. So,
All of these different instruments were bought.
So,
I'll just say, let's say Paula
this,
has two
it's written in blue.
clarinets sitting over
Is
there.
that change?
that's the addition.
That indicates changes in the policy.
Correct.
So I'm noticing that it's saying in here that, parents or legal guardians must be aware and authorize this care.
Correct.
Was it the policy before to not have parents or legal guardians?
Well, we've always done that. Like you wouldn't send them to any outside agency without having parent approval. Or having outside agency service students.
So it's something we've always done and we're going to continue to do.
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you.
So those instruments that we have, we don't want them sitting in a school not being used
Yeah, I was just,
We've already done
because of
that.
an
Go
old
ahead.
that's
policy.
okay. I was just
So
asking,
we will be able
thinking about whether or
to
not
take
the issue had to
which we
be
are right
any
now.
particular
We
thing,
have
or
kids
they can
at
just request that
Southbound.
They
they
can,
We have kids at
according to this, they can
Lisa
just request that they'd like to have their child either screened or assessed or seen, and the agencies would take it over from there. Our part in this legislation is just making parents aware. Principals, and we can use our guidance departments as well.
would this be like assessment for ADD?
We do not.
It's more of a clinical, because like we can't provide the clinical piece to this. That's why we have to refer it out to outside agencies.
Any of the political
I
schools?
was understanding, if I misunderstood, I apologize.
I would imagine they are.
But right now.
I'm not exactly sure.
If the state offers it?
If it's through the state, they probably.
Then that kid
Probably.
can't join me. I'm just saying,
And
that's
just,
no way
I guess this
I'm
is,
gonna say a kid can't
HIPAA
join me.
requirements also
You gotta
apply to this as well.
I imagine, yeah, I'm sure all of that still applies. We're just, like I said, we're the point of contact. We're trying to help them find services that they're requesting.
But this should fix that because we have extra instruments for them to use.
And I did understand about that.
Next, committee recommends the board approve and accept as presented the cooperative endeavor agreement between Terrebonne General Health System and Terrebonne Parish School Board. Blaze Pellegrin, Superintendent of Special Education. Yes, sir.
All right, so this is something that we're really excited about. We've been working on getting an agreement with Terrebonne General Health System so that our students, similar to what we did with TARP, students with significant disabilities are able to get in there and start having job shadowing and job experiences. The first step is going to be in their cafeteria. That's what they're going to open up to us. And then we're hoping to expand out from there. So, very similar to the program, like I said, we had done last year with TARP. So,
I was
Second by myself.
almost going to go in the same direction, but
Seeing the
I
public.
just wanted to
Commissioners have any
to
comments?
examine as a board.
Commissioners, any
I
opposed? Motion
the
passes.
board should
Next matter pertaining to departmental message and minute
for
informational
that entry level